Hello again. Welcome to Verbling. I am Teacher Oakley, and today in this class we're going to continue our little mini series of 3 classes looking at articles. Yesterday we discussed countable and uncountable nouns. Today we're going to talk about when to use a or an and when to use the. And I'll present some material to you and talk to you about it a little bit, and then we're going to do a number of exercises and see what other points come up in the exercises and talk about those as well. Okay, so today the issue: when to decide whether you use which article do you use, or no article. Okay. Hello, Sasha. Welcome to the class. Hello.
Thank you. Hi.
Hi. How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you. How are you?
Great.
Many classes today, as I see.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Yeah, it's still early in the morning. It's my 4th class already. Busy. Okay. Hello, Mustafa. Hi. Welcome back. Hi again. All right. All right. Well, there's no limit on material we can look at when it comes to articles, so let's get started. Any viewers out there in Verbling you want to join the class? There seems to be plenty of room, so just come on in. Don't worry about being late. I really don't mind. Okay. What we're talking about is, all right, using a, first of all, whether to use a or an, and or to use the. Okay, in a progressive situation, a discussion, now this goes for whether you're having a conversation or you're writing an essay, you're writing a story, same idea here. The first time you bring it up, okay, you bring up a noun, you're going to use a or an, as if we're talking about it in general. For example, Joe here says, I had a sandwich and an apple for lunch. Now we have declared the noun, so hitherto, ever after, we can now refer to those items with the. The sandwich wasn't very good, but the apple was nice. Okay, because he's already mentioned them. The same thing when we're writing. So, okay, that's it. A very basic idea. The first time you mention any noun, countable noun, of course, sandwiches are countable, and apples are countable. 3 apples. Obviously, if we're using a countable noun, uncountable noun. Okay, I had a sandwich and an apple and water for lunch. Water is not countable. I can't have 3 waters. So I don't use anything for an uncountable noun the first time I bring it up. But okay, the sandwich wasn't very good, but the apple was nice. The water was delicious. Now I can use the. I can use the with a defined noun, be it countable or uncountable. Okay. Any questions about that first basic idea? Frank, hello. Welcome to the class. Hi, Frank.
Hello.
Hello. Welcome back.
You too.
Okay. All right, well, thanks. All right. Let's look at a couple other examples. A man and a woman were sitting opposite me. The man was American, but I think the woman was British. Same idea. The first time you bring it up with countable nouns, you're going to use a or an, and with uncountable nouns, you would use nothing. Okay. All right. Next one. When we were on holiday, we stayed at a hotel. Sometimes we ate at the hotel. Sometimes we went to a restaurant. So in a normal, progressive conversation or written telling a story, either way, you're going to constantly be bringing up new information or new nouns. So again, in a more progressive way, telling a story here, we mentioned a hotel, and then we continue to talk about it. It's now the hotel. It's been defined, but we bring up another new piece of information, a restaurant. Notice that a restaurant, it's the first time we brought it up, we use the article a. Okay. We use the article the when we're thinking about a specific thing. It's called the definitive article. The object is defined. We know which one it is. So, for example, Tim sat down on a chair. We don't know what chair, or we don't even care what chair. All we know is he sat down on one of many possible chairs. If we define it, then we need the. Tim sat down on the chair nearest the door. This is what can be confusing in English. Sometimes the defined nature of the noun actually comes after the noun is presented in speech or in the written sentence. This can often confuse language learners. The basic idea being, if it is defined in the same sentence, we can use the. You can think of it that way. As long as it is defined within the confines of that sentence, even if it's not defined until after. Often, as in this example, with a prepositional phrase to show where or purpose, or could be defined with using a prepositional phrase to show when or where or the purpose. Could be defined with a relative clause often. Okay, the man who entered the store was bald. Okay, who entered the store? I'm defining him using a relative clause. This, you will see this happen quite a lot in English. Okay. More examples of the same basic idea. Paula is looking for a job. Any job, we don't know which job. Did Paula get the job she applied for? Okay, here we see it defined in another way. Which job? The one she applied for. Okay, we know which one, so we have to use the. Do you have a car? Okay, any car, some kind of car, whatever. We use a. In the question form, you will often hear a or an used in a question, a lead question. I cleaned the car yesterday. All right. Now, okay, this can be a more this example here can be a little more confusing. I cleaned the car yesterday. Sometimes we use the definitive article, because of the context. It would be obvious that you didn't clean some random car yesterday, because that would be a little insane. If you just walk out on the street, start cleaning somebody else's car, that would be crazy. So it's understood if you say, I cleaned the car yesterday, if you're sane at least, you're going to clean your own car. Okay. All right. So sometimes just the context will define the noun. Okay. All right. We use the when it is obvious. The situation, the person, the thing we mean. For example, I cleaned the car yesterday. If you can actually see the object, you don't need to use A the first time. Can you pass the salt, please? We're both sitting at a table, and I ask you for the salt. We can both see the salt with our eyes. It is now defined because we can actually see the object. All right. Can you turn off the light, please? Obviously, you don't mean the light in the bathroom in a small house in New Brunswick. You clearly mean the light that is shining upon you as you speak. Okay. I took a taxi to the station. Okay, this can be confusing. Places, all right. The station in that town. All right, this can be a little confusing when you're talking about institutions where there's normally only one, or one in a certain area at least. Okay, we will use the, as if it is defined. That can be a little confusing because obviously you live in a big city, you live in Moscow or something, there's literally hundreds of possible stations. Okay, a big city will have hundreds of banks or post office. We'll look at that next. Okay. All right. In a shop, I'd like to speak to the manager, please. Clearly, there's only one manager. We're going to use the where it's obvious to refer to a person where there's only one. There's only one president. It's always the president. And now, the president of the United States. Well, there's not two presidents, so clearly it's already defined. Okay. We go to the bank, the post office, even though there may be many banks or post office. Okay. Because the speaker is thinking of a specific bank. Most people have a bank. When they need to get money, they go to the same bank. They're thinking of a specific bank or post office. Same idea. Okay, so that can be a little confusing because obviously there are many banks in the town. It is possible. Why would you say, for example, Sasha, why would I ever say I have to go to a bank?
Maybe to make a deposit, it doesn't matter what bank for you.
Well, deposit it does. You want to deposit money in your bank. Right. But yeah, if you need to do something and it doesn't matter which bank you go to.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. Right, if it makes no difference, you can accomplish the same task at any bank, then you would say a bank. I have to go to a bank. For example, maybe I have traveler's checks. You can go to any bank with an identification and cash a traveler's check. Doesn't matter what bank. So I need to get to a bank. Okay. Same thing. You can hear the same thing with like a gas station. I need to get to a gas station. I need gas really bad. Doesn't matter which station I go to. I need to go to the gas station because I have to talk to my mechanic. I have one mechanic who works on my car. He works at one specific gas station, so I need to go talk to him. So it's become specific. Also, same idea, same concept, the doctor, the dentist. Obviously, people, generally speaking, have a regular dentist they go to, or a regular doctor. Again, if it doesn't matter, I broke my arm, I need to see a doctor. Doesn't matter which doctor, just somebody who can fix my arm. Okay? So, if you say the dentist or the doctor, you know which one. The speaker knows which one they're talking about. And if you talk about a doctor or a dentist, it doesn't matter which one. I have to go to the bank today. Is there a bank near here? So it obviously doesn't matter which bank. I don't like going to the dentist. The speaker knows who their dentist is. My sister is a dentist, one of many. Okay. All right. Talking about some ordinary phrases. We say once a week, any week, 3 times a day, every day, Tuesday, Friday, Saturday. I eat 3 times a day, so it doesn't matter which day. $1.50 a kilo. Well, it doesn't matter which exact kilo of cucumbers you're picking out of the bin. It's all £1.50. Okay. All right. So these kinds of phrases are for time, for how often, to express how often or how much. We use a because it doesn't matter which day, week, month, kilo. All right.
Teacher,
Question.
sorry,
Yes.
before you go to the exercise,
Yeah.
going back to my sister as a dentist, can I say I'm a dentist, for example?
I am a dentist. Yes. You are
Referring
one.
to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You are one dentist out of thousands. Okay.
Okay.
I am a dentist. Absolutely. Okay. But if you're saying, I am the dentist in this office, okay, I'm not the receptionist, I'm not the hygienist, I am the dentist in this office.
Okay. Okay. Then, can I say like I'm a dentist who's working maybe in something like I define it?
Okay, you define it. All right. Okay, if you define it, for example, going back to talking about where something was, defining, okay, Tim sat down on the chair nearest the door. Yeah, if you define it, then I am the dentist who works in that office over there. I am the dentist who has an office in this building. Like that.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. If you're going to define it, then absolutely you should use the. I am the dentist who won the Nobel Prize. Ha! Good one. Okay. Nobel Dentist Prize. Yeah, of course. All right, now we're going to try just a lot of exercises, or you guys are. I'm just going to correct you. Let me quickly say hello to Ignacio. Hi, Ignacio. Welcome back. Ignacio, hello. Hello, hello. Okay. Not sure what's happening, but I can't hear you, Ignacio. Either you need to fix something on your settings or your microphone, or sometimes it's a connection problem, and usually if you leave the class and come back right away.
Can you hear me?
Now I can hear you. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah, no problem. Okay, and also hello to Philip. Hi, hey there, Philip. Welcome back.
Okay.
Oh, Philip, hello.
Hello.
Philip.
The first part?
No, Ignacio, I'm talking to.
No,
Philip.
teacher, I'm John. I'm just around. Thank you.
Okay, hi.
I'm fine, teacher. Yes.
All right, just wanted to greet you to the class. Okay, sit tight. We're going to go around and do these exercises. So, Sasha, can you start with number 1? Do the whole thing in number 1. Lots of blanks, lots of possible articles here.
Okay, this morning I bought a newspaper in a magazine. The newspaper is in my bag, but I can't remember where I put the magazine.
Okay, all right. First introducing them using a, once they've been defined, the. Perfect. Okay, no problem. Mustafa, number 2.
I'm gonna mix them up. Okay. I saw an accident this morning. The car crashed into a tree. The driver of the car wasn't hurt, but the car was badly damaged.
Well, you were
I
close.
don't know. I put I mixed something with the
Yeah.
a car crashed because I refer to the car.
That's right.
Okay. I refer to the car.
That's it.
So I have to use them.
You have to use okay, let me go through the whole thing. I saw an accident this morning, one of many possible accidents. A car,
Okay.
one of many possible cars. I don't know which car. Was it a BMW? Was it a Ford? I don't know. A car crashed into a tree. Lots of trees cars can crash into. A car crashed into a tree. Now, even though I haven't introduced this before, I would say the driver of the car, because there's only one. We can't have two drivers in a car. So it's only
Okay.
possible that it can be one. So the driver of the car wasn't hurt, but the car was badly damaged because we've already introduced a car crashed into a tree. Now we know which one it is. Okay.
Okay. Okay. So just the first one. Okay.
Yes, just the first one needs to be a car. Okay. All right. Ignacio, can you try number 3 here?
Okay, there are two cars parked outside. The blue one and the gray one. Yep. And
No.
no, a blue one.
Uh-huh.
A blue one and the gray one.
Mm-hmm.
The blue one belongs to my neighborhood. My neighbors. I don't know who the owner of the gray one is.
That's right. Okay. So even though we know these cars are parked outside, it is one of many blue cars. So a blue one and a gray one. The blue one, okay, once we've introduced it with A, afterwards, you talk about it for 2 seconds or 2 days, it is now the. So the blue one belongs to my neighbors. I don't know who, the owner. Now, why do we have to say the owner? Ignacio, do you know?
Oh, the owner because is unique. Is one is the
There's
only
only
one.
one. That's it, because he's the only one. Yeah. Right. We don't even know that's true. Maybe there are owners, but okay. All right. The owner of the gray one. All right. There should be only one owner. There would have to be many owners. But usually a car, we can assume there's only one owner. That's right. All right. Philip, number 4.
Number 4, my friends live in a old house in a small village. There is a beautiful garden behind the house. I would like to have the garden like that.
Okay. Very good. First one, I'm not sure, though. Did you say N? A-N. Should be N, old house.
In an old house.
Yeah, there you go. Because of the vowel sound that begins the...
Yes, I said in an old house.
You did? Okay. I just wasn't sure. All right. So good. An old house in a small village. There is a beautiful garden behind the house. I would like to have a garden like that. Philip, why? Why do we use a?
I
You
would
are
like
correct.
to have, I would have to have a garden like that.
Okay. So why a? Tricky.
It's not easy to explain.
No, it isn't. That's why I was hoping you could do it for me.
I'm sorry, I can't.
No, you're right. It is difficult to explain.
Yeah.
Okay. When you talk about a similar garden, not exactly that garden, which is
Okay.
behind the house, but you're
Okay.
talking about something that may be similar to it, we use a.
Okay.
So anytime you're talking about a car, oh, I like his car. I would like a car like that.
Okay.
Where do I get a jacket like that? I really like your jacket. Okay, so one like it. So there may be many that are like it. is the idea. It's
Okay, teacher.
possible that there are many. So even though you're kind of referring to a specific object, what you like is one similar, of which there may be many. Okay. All right. And again, let's go around again. Go ahead and do the whole set, A, B, and C. Sasha. Okay, again, A, N, or the.
This house is very nice. Has this house is very nice. Has it got a garden?
Yep. A general rule you can keep in mind for yourself, if you're asking a question, then you don't know. That's not true. You can ask a question with the. But if you ask a general question, then it's going to be A. Yeah, all right. Have you got a dog? But if I say, where is the dog? Talking about your dog. Yeah, well, okay. That doesn't help. Never mind. Sasha, go ahead. B.
Oh, sorry, about A. So,
Yeah.
was it correct? A garden or the
Yes, it is.
A garden.
Yeah.
Uh,
We've got a garden.
mhm.
Okay.
It's beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. Let's sit in the garden
Yes.
because the people know what garden they are
Yes,
talking
they
about.
do. Exactly. You wouldn't suggest to sit in it if you didn't know if it existed. Yes. Great. You're correct.
Mhm. I like living in this house, but it's a shame that the garden is so small.
Yeah,
The
clearly
garden
he knows.
in this
The garden in the house. Yeah. The garden that goes with the house, rather. Yeah, and we know it's small even. Okay, so yes, it's defined. Very good. You're correct. Okay. Mustafa, number 2.
Okay. So, can you recommend a good restaurant?
Okay.
We had
Recommend.
recommend a good restaurant.
Yep.
B, I have to complete, right?
Yeah. Do them
We have
all.
okay. We had dinner in a very nice restaurant, nice restaurant, and
Mm-hmm.
we had dinner in the best restaurant in the town, in town.
Okay. Okay. So it's definitely possible there's more than one very nice restaurant. So yeah, we're using the article A here. Whenever you use a superlative, the best, the brightest, the boldest, the fastest, the scariest, we have to use the, because by definition, using the superlative, we are saying one, the most whatever one. So it's got to be only one. Just same idea as when we say the president. Anything that there's just one of. Sometimes counterintuitively. For example, we can say the moon, but of course there are many moons. Mars has moons, Jupiter has moons, all right? But since there's only one that rotates the Earth, we say the moon. Whenever we are talking about the moon, we use the.
Teachers, sorry for my silly question, but
No problem.
I town is a noun, so I'm not sure. Like every noun, it has to be like before, yeah, before the noun we have to put like a or an or the. By I don't know why town without any of them.
Okay. Okay. It's a little complicated. All right. We had dinner in the best restaurant in town. Um, basically, you're talking about when we use place. Okay, there's two ways to think about this. All right. When we use place, for example, I live in Spain. Okay, I'm not gonna. All right. I'm in. Okay, I can say I'm in the kitchen. All right, it's a little tricky. I needed to define which kitchen I'm in. I can't say I am in kitchen. I am in my room. I have to use a determiner. Okay. Sometimes we can use town. Okay. We had dinner in the best restaurant in town. I can assume they're talking about a town. Now here I really have to assume that they've already mentioned the town. We had dinner in the best restaurant in the town. You could use an article, but probably you would only define it as the town if you were saying, like, I went on vacation, we went to town A, town B, town C. While we were in town C, we had dinner in the best restaurant in the town. All right, you would bother to define it. It would be a little weird to say we had dinner in the best restaurant in a town. What a weird thing to say, but I guess it's possible. We had dinner in the best restaurant in a town in France, which I can't remember the name of. Okay.
Maybe he was lost.
Maybe he's lost, or intoxicated, or whatever. Maybe he bumped his head. We don't know, but he doesn't know the name of the. Didn't know where he was. You could say in a town. I have to assume from reading this one without any preposition, there's no special circumstances going on. So I'm going to assume it's the town which they're from, which they know. Okay.
Okay.
Now, okay, but all right. There's some places. Okay, in university. Okay, in school. I'm in school right now. I don't have to say I'm in the school. Okay, I'm at school. You can say in school or at school, but all right. It's not necessary for some places which can be assumed to be the places. It would be assumed if you say town without an article, it's your town that you live in. It's the constant. If you say school without an article, it's assumed that you're talking about your school. Just the normal. Work, same thing. Okay, I'm at home. House. Okay, you never say I'm at the home. Obviously, your home is already defined as being the place where you live. It doesn't really need a determiner. Okay, the best room in the house. Okay. My favorite room in the house is, yeah, all right. Okay. You would not say house. Yeah, it's a little tricky, isn't it? Okay, house being a very normal word, but all right. It's a little tricky. For institutions and regular places, house is a tricky one. Now, we don't use articles with home, but houses, there are many in general. We just assume. With home, we know which, obviously, your home is the house you live in. Yeah, and there's also another trick there. We have to use articles with house because we also in-house is a phrase. Okay, meaning inside your company. So it could be very confusing if you weren't using articles. Yeah, okay, if you're a realtor, Sasha, for example, I'm in a house on the south side of town. I'm in the house the Smiths are buying or putting a bid on. Again, you're totally then you're talking about it as if it were pencils. If you're a realtor, then it's the same as chairs or pencils or cars. Of course, you need articles because it's just a commodity. Commodities are definitely you're going to define somehow with a or the. How about the beginning of this sentence, guys? Nobody asked me about this. How about the fact that we never use articles for dinner, lunch, breakfast, meal? Well, we can. We had a nice dinner. If you're talking about this, here's the other thing with town, dinner, and other things. Sometimes it can be very confusing. If you're talking about the noun in a general way, it becomes uncountable. And thus, you cannot use a, even if you wanted to. Just like, remember, we can't use a or an with uncountable nouns. So, for example, when we say we had dinner in a restaurant, I'm talking about the concept of dinner, the meal that you eat in the evening. All right? I can define it with an article. We had a dinner in the best restaurant in town. You're talking about a specific one. You're talking about the very specific meal, not just the concept of you ate. All right? So you're changing the meaning slightly. You could even use a definitive art. The dinner was delicious. Do you get where I'm going with that? Basically, a lot of times we change nouns into a concept noun, and then it becomes uncountable. It's really, I'm saying it in a different way, but really it's the same reason we say in town. I'm considering it to be a general concept of the place I live. Okay, a place I live. In which case, many nouns in English, when we're talking about them in general, they're uncountable. When we talk about a specific one, they become countable. Actually, so this is going to happen a lot. When you're talking about a general concept, many times you don't need an article because you should have the article a, but in fact the noun is uncountable. It's an idea. Notice, for example, extrapolating on that idea. Notice that whenever we use a gerund, an ing, like swimming, walking, running, studying, working, if we're using it as a gerund or as a noun, notice that you never, ever, ever are going to put a or an in front of a gerund noun. It just won't happen because when we do that, when we create a gerund from a verb, we're talking about the concept, not a one-time event thing. Okay, anyway, all right, well, I know it's a little bit confusing, and I can only give you general explanations, but all right, let's continue. Ignacio, number 3.
Yeah. She has a French name, but in fact she's English, not French.
Very good. Yes. One of many possible French names.
Yeah,
Okay.
maybe. And the B?
Yeah, absolutely.
What's the name of that man we met yesterday?
Okay. And why do we have to say what's the name? You are correct.
Yeah.
Oh,
What's the name?
yeah, because he probably only has one name, right?
Yeah.
Most likely.
Yeah.
Okay.
And see, we stayed at a very nice hotel. I can't remember the name now. No, I can remember. No, I can remember the name now.
That's right. I can't remember the name now, even though you can't remember it. This is another tricky part. Even though we might not know the exact thing you're referring to, we know there is only one, the name. This also happens with things like the number of people at the party was huge. Okay, I don't really know how many people were at the party, but I say the number was huge because I know there is one specific number of people. So you also run into this kind of trick. This is very similar to when we use expressions like the number of people, the amount of liquid in the bottle, because we know there is a specific amount or number. Maybe we don't know exactly what it is, but there is one. Okay. Anyway, that's the idea. So we have to use the in those cases. What are you, Mustafa? What are you talking about here? That?
About B, teacher. Branch B.
Okay, I can't remember that name now.
No. What's the name of that? Because maybe he defined it also.
Yeah, okay. Oh, yeah, all right. Well, that is a determiner, frankly. That, these, those, this, those are determiners. Notice that when we use those, that, these, this, those, we do not need an article. And furthermore, we cannot have an article because we already have a determiner, which one it is. So, and as a matter of fact, that, these, those, this actually are doing the same function as the articles we're looking at. So when we have one, we don't need the other. Okay. Anyway, Philip, number 4.
Number 4, teacher, is, there isn't an airport. There isn't an airport near where I live.
Continue.
The nearest airport is 70 miles away.
Okay, great. Introducing with A and then mentioning it again with the. Okay. And then the nearest. Okay, we have a superlative.
Yes.
Yeah, all right. Okay, and B.
Our flight was delayed. We had to wait at the airport for 3 hours. We already know the airport.
Yeah, because he says our flight.
Okay. Excuse me, please. Can you tell me how to get to the airport?
Okay. Now here, you're using the airport, the airport, because likely the assumption, English assumes all the time, the assumption is that there's only one airport.
Yes.
In a given city.
I'm going to a specific airport.
Yeah, specific airport, and there's also the idea that there's only one. I mean, you know, if you're in New York City, you may fly in or out of New York City. You may go to Kennedy Airport. You may go to LaGuardia. You may fly in and out of Newark. There's really 3 airports you could be coming and going from.
That's true.
Yeah, so even though it's not necessarily really the case, there's kind of an assumption in English. Yeah. Okay. Sasha, number 5.
Are you going away next week? No. The week after next.
Very good.
I'm
Okay.
going away for a week in September. Gary has a part-time job. He works 3 months a week.
Okay, very good. All right. The week after next, because now it's been defined. A week in September, because we don't know if it's the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, or 4th. So, all right, I'm going away the 2nd week in September. If you actually say which week it is, you would use the. Yeah, okay, and we talked about time as 3 mornings a week, every week, so yeah, we don't know. All right. Okay, let's. All right. Again, put a, n, and the where necessary. Would you like apple? Would you like an apple? Okay. Mustafa, number 2.
How often do you go to the dentist?
A dentist?
To the dentist.
The dentist? Ha!
You
Uh,
know, if he
no.
has, it depends. It depends. If he has like a special one, he always goes to,
That's
or
right.
he doesn't like specified one. Or he doesn't have one.
That's right. And a native speaker could say it with a or the, and no one would even notice. Yeah. It just changes the meaning slightly. You know, how often do you go to a dentist? Any dentist. General question. How often do you go to the dentist, meaning your dentist? But really, no one would ever notice the difference if you just said this. Yeah. Okay. Very good. Ignacio, number 3.
Could you close the door, please?
Okay. And obviously, you can both see the door, so yeah. All right. So it's obviously going to be the. Philip, number 4.
Number 4, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that. It was a mistake.
Yes. One mistake of many, and you're introducing the idea. It was a mistake. Very good. Sasha, number 5.
Excuse me. Where is a bus station, please?
Okay, again, this one could be presented. It's going to have an article, but you could say, where is a bus station, meaning you just need any bus station. You don't care which one.
Or the nearest?
Yeah, it would be very common to say the nearest for a bus station. Yes, absolutely. Okay. You might say, where is the bus station? Depending on the circumstances. If you're in an enormous city where you know there's many bus stations, you would probably say A. On the other hand, if you were in a small little town with only 1,000 citizens, most likely there's only one bus station to get out of town. So you would most likely use the. Right? Okay. Continuing, Mustafa, number 6.
I have a problem. Can you help me?
Okay. Just one? All right. Okay.
Just one problem.
Yeah, all right. We have no idea what that problem is, so yes, clearly has to A.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. All right. Ignacio, number 7.
I'm just going to the post office. I won't be long.
Okay. And again, most likely you would use the because the speaker would know which post office they're going to go to. But it is possible it could be A. Yes, if it didn't matter which post office. Okay. Same idea. All right. Philip, 8.
Number 8, there were no chairs, so we sat on the floor.
Yeah. Okay. Why do we use... No. Well, okay. Why do we use the here?
No, the floor is very general. So.
Well, yeah, set on the floor. We know it's the floor. It's the floor of the place where there was no chairs. It's well enough defined. Okay. Yeah. All right. Sasha, number 9.
Have you finished the book with the book I lent you?
Yeah. Okay. We know exactly which one it was. It's the book I lent you, so it's quite specific enough for the. Mustafa, number 10.
Okay, this is confusing. My sister has just got a job in bank in Zurich. I think.
Okay. My sister has just got a job
Yeah.
in a bank in Zurich.
In a bank in Zurich.
Yeah.
Zurich.
Okay. Obviously, jobs. There's there's many jobs, but it's Zurich. So of course there's many banks. Actually, every town has many banks. So okay, all right. So all right, one of many banks. So it's a bank.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Ignacio, number 11.
We live in a small apartment in the city center.
Very good. A small apartment. There's probably many small apartments, but there's only one center of the city, so it would have to
Yeah.
be in the city center. Okay. Good job. All right, Philip.
There is a supermarket at the end of street I live in.
Okay. One example of a supermarket. All right. Okay. All right. Time expressing frequency. Let's just a few minutes. I think we can do this. For example, how often do you go to the cinema? 3 or 4 times a week. Sasha, okay, same question. I'm confused. How often do you go to the cinema? Really, Sasha, how often do you go to the cinema?
Didn't get it. The same.
Well, you can make it true for you. How often do
Okay.
you, Sasha, go to the cinema?
Maybe. Okay. 1 or 2 times a month.
1 or 2 times a month. Okay. 1 or 2 times a month. That's okay. You can also say once or twice a month. Okay, in a month. Bi-monthly. Okay. Demi-monthly. Okay, not really. Okay, Mustafa, how often do you go away on holiday?
Once or twice a year.
Twice a year. Okay. All right. Well, this is pretty basic. Okay. Fine. Ignacio, number 4. What's the usual speed limit in towns in your country?
I think I don't really. I think it's 60, 60 per 60 kilometers per hour. So I don't think so. Yeah.
Okay. I think it is. Okay.
I think it's
60 kilometers per hour.
per hour. Yeah.
Okay, and you can. That's actually a better way to say it. I think they want you to say 60 kilometers an hour.
Oh, an hour.
But in
Okay.
fact, you are actually. It's better because we use kph, kilometers per hour, and mph, miles per hour, as the
Oh, miles per
acronyms.
hour. Yeah.
Yeah, normally. Where do you live, Ignacio? Where are you from?
I am from Colombia.
Oh, okay. All right, 60, really?
No, I don't really know.
Yeah, all right. Okay, fair enough.
I'm guessing. I think.
Okay, well, it doesn't matter. We don't really care. Philip, how much sleep do you need?
I need 6 hours a night.
6 hours,
6
plural.
hours a night, yes.
Okay, 6 hours a night. Okay, per night, every night, nights in general. Okay, very good. That's not very much, really. Philip.
Yes.
Okay. Sasha, how often do you go out in the evening? Hello.
How often do? What does it mean?
Do you
Go
go
for a
out?
walk?
No. When we talk about going out in English, we're definitely talking about going out for some type of entertainment. That may mean going to a restaurant, going to a nightclub, going bowling,
Okay. At
going to a
least 1 a
concert.
week.
Okay. At least you have to say at least 1 time a week, or at least
One time.
once a week. Okay.
At least once a week.
Okay. All right. Very good. Mustafa, how much television do you watch on average? Oops.
Um, this is confusing. This depends, because for example, like recently, I have watched like a Copa, American Cup or something like that. South American, and they have like a champions or something like that. So there are a bunch of teams like playing together. So this is like a time I have watched like about 2.5 hours. So the game extends for about 2.5 hours a day. So maybe this time, so it would be like 3 hours a day, 2.5 hour days a day. So
What
something
are you
like that.
watching? What championships?
Um, Copa, it's called Copa Americana. I'm not sure
What is
it's
that?
the same. Copa, like the South American football team, like Brazil, Argentina, Chile, um,
What is it? Football?
Uruguay.
Basketball?
Yeah, football, soccer game, soccer
Soccer.
game.
Oh, okay. All right. Soccer. Oh, American Cup.
American.
Soccer. Okay. Gotcha. All right. All right. I understand now. All right.
Yeah,
Okay.
so for about
Cup.
like 3.5 hours
Oh,
hours
okay.
a
Because
day.
you're watching sporting events. All right. Well, that's something different. Okay. Okay. There's and tomorrow we will continue looking at articles some more. Hope you can join me. But that's it for today. Hope I didn't confuse you too much, but thanks for your participation and help. See ya next time, guys.